Okay. All right. Good evening, everyone. I'm Professor McCoy. Welcome back to Legend of Zelda, Twilight Princess. And I'm ready for some cozy streaming tonight. I've got my hoodie and everything because I have I've got the window open. It's raining outside. It is precipitating, as it were. And oh, well, it says the rain's about to stop on my weather thing, but it also says, however, that it is very likely to freeze tonight. So, yeah, it is. There's a fair chance that it is. There's a very low chance that it's gonna actually snow here. Later this week, there's a real possibility, but tonight there's a very minuscule chance. But there's a chance. And I do, like I said, I do have the window open, and I am rather chilly in a nice way. Anyway, so what we have to do now, because we are going to be wandering about a bit, our current quest, as I recall, we're trying to restore the Dominion Rod to its magical powers. That means that currently it is a completely useless rod. It is just a stick, really. Wait, I can just blow it from here? I don't actually have to equip the damn thing? Okay, that's nice. Huh. Neat. Well, I'm not going to bother with it right now, so... Anyway, what I have to do now is go down to the, what's his name, the little scholar downstairs. Anyway, though. Anyway. Those of you who are here, thanks for joining me. Good evening. There's been plenty going on in the world for us to talk about, of course, too. More presidential pardons have been handed out in the past week than probably in my lifetime. So that's a topic for discussion. We got the inauguration. We got all sorts of weird political maneuvering and stuff that is all fascinating and worth talking about. So happy to talk about some of that. And then also happy to go back over any of my most recent couple of videos that have come out. Both my my discussion of iJedi, which like I said in the video, I absolutely adore. And I've got at least 2 more videos coming out soonish, also on iJedi. So those will be coming. And then also our discussion, my live stream discussion from last Saturday on the very silly, but not quite as bad as I was expecting in some ways, discussion of the intersection of Christianity and Marxism, which do not intersect, but our guy from Wisecrack likes to pretend that they do. So there we go. Let's hop down here. Hey, babes. Doing okay, all things considered. It's delightful weather. It's a little rainier than I'd like, but it is mostly delightful. Statues, the world that breaks the seal and the rod of the heavens. It just gets odder and odder. Now Ilia's memory is the last clue we have to solving this strange puzzle about the heavens. Link, what shall we do? I need a book? Oh, that's right, I need it from Impas. Right, I need to go visit Impas in the hidden town. Western town. Whatever it is. Cool town where I got to shoot a bunch of bokoblins. Klaus says, I find it difficult to read the Jedi Academy trilogy because Anderson calls every vehicle-mounted directed energy weapon a turbo laser. Yeah, he does that. Mm-hmm. Also, and not just, by the way, so not just, like, when Klaus says vehicle-mounted, he also specifically, I remember this from the Jedi Academy trilogy, he refers to the laser cannons on, walkers. Wait. The AT whatever spider walkers that the Empire has then. He refers to those as turbo lasers, which is really extra silly. Wait. Yeah, it's right there. It's up here. Oh, there's no portal, so I actually have to go there. Alright, well, Epona it is, huh? So, by the way, Baze, if you didn't see it, I'd recommend it. It was a really fun discussion. It went like 3.5 hours. Understandably, really. It was between me and John and Adam, who's been in the chat a few times. Both have been in the chat a few times and are in the Discord server. In any case, it was not. I should specify this. It's not technically Wisecrack that we were responding to. It was Michael, one of the presenters from Wisecrack on his own channel. So it wasn't technically Wisecrack. I don't want to. So it's just to say that for to specify. I don't want to lambast the Wisecrack channel unnecessarily. I lambast them plenty, fairly. I don't think I need to do it unfairly. How do we get up to any of that stuff? That? Huh. Can I... Will the spinner help me get up here? Nope. Okay, never mind. Worth a try. Worth a try. Okay, I need to go over there. Anyway, but yeah, it was very cringe video. He was basically arguing, not arguing. He was more or less just giving a personal recounting of how he claims Christianity, his experience as a Catholic in particular, like him growing up and learning about Catholicism at an early age, led to him becoming a Marxist, broadly speaking. Not a... when I say Marxist, I specify because he did too. Not necessarily a strict doctrinaire communist, but having a lot of concerns that are unique to Marxism, and a lot of interpretive principles that are unique to Marxism as well. Based on the original video, I was going to join in, but there's nothing I could have said that you didn't. Oh, well, I mean, good. Glad we spoke for you then. Speaking for you was not the intent, but I'm glad that we made enough of a good point that it's Ah! Why can't I just dismount? Isn't there a quick dismount button? Oh, shoot. Wrong button. Wrong button again. I meant to hit block. Well, at least I'm out of their range. That's good. All right, anyway. Plow says, the church's insistence on individual responsibility and personal holiness forced me to adopt an ideology of lazy assumptions and group guilt. Yeah. Hi, John. I'm not cold. I'm positively cozy. It may be cold outside, and by cold, I mean 42 degrees, which is cold for me. But it is not cold in my nice snuggly robe thing. I got a cat. I'm gonna put the cat in the water. That's mean. I shouldn't do that. Now you're washed. You're nice and clean. Here you go, kitty. It's a smaller one. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna put you here. There you go, cat. But he says, plus by the time I saw the stream, there was a solid 2 hours of backlog. Yeah, that's understandable too. It was a long one. There was still plenty going on. There was still plenty of time to go, but no, it was a fun discussion. I'm glad we did that. I might do it again. with another very deeply cringe-looking video that Adam recommended again. Another one on Adam's recommendation. This one about it's so I mentioned on the stream that most people who start questioning Catholicism, the first thing, this was from some priest. I cannot remember who I heard this from, but he said basically whenever anybody approaches him and says that, hey, I'm starting to question the teachings of the church, I'm not sure if all this is true, the first question he asks is always, did you just move in with your girlfriend? Which, spot on. Because this other guy, the one I'm thinking about responding to, that Adam recommended, is it's his channel name is Gay Xtrad, and that tells you literally everything that you need to know about everything that he's going to say about everything. Anyway, John says 42 degrees in Colorado is warmer than 50 degrees in Phoenix. I can't explain it. Is it to do with hot, dry, or with wet and dry? Because I will say a wet 42 is much colder than a dry 42. Oh, Baze, you had snow for the first time in 20 years? Awesome. We might. There is a small chance. There is a chance that we will get snow later this week. Klaus says unpopular opinion, bigger cats are better because they have more fluff to rub. Yeah, okay. All right. Okay, I'll give you that. I think that's usually right. Klaus says, my middle brother rejected our childhood Protestant faith around the time he started banging his girlfriend, so that checks out. Of course it does. Of course it does. I'm telling you, this is a rule, and it applies almost universally. Oop, I didn't mean to pick up the cat, but I can't put it down now. There you go. Sorry, cat. I meant to talk. Is that girl doing all right? I haven't much to offer, but please make yourself comfortable here. Here, that's not working. That's not what I wanted to do, is it? I need to show it to her, which means I need to equip it. Okay. Anyway. Wait, I do, right? I'm not crazy here? That is what I need to do? No, I can't use it in here. Okay. Maybe elevation. Yeah, thinner atmosphere, something. Maybe it's that. Oh, here we go. The rod. I just gotta show her the rod. There we go. That rod. Is that the Dominion rod? Ah, could it really be? Are you the messenger to the heavens? I hope so. I know, Matt. How are you? Good evening. Among the legends of my clan, there is a story from the time when the Uka still maintained contact with the royal family. Yes, it is said that a mysterious rod was handed down from the people of the sky. It was called the Dominion Rod. You know, the one I have in my hand that lost its magic over time. Because it's from ancient times. This little, like, twistiness of my robe, of my hood, is really just getting out of hand. I might have to put the hood down and just deal with just headphones. Whatever, we'll see. Imsim says, good evening. I just barely realized the other day you pronounce your last name McCoy. In my head, I always says Makugi. Of course you did. Or Makuge. Makugi? Yeah. I know, that's common. It's very common. McCoyge, I hear. McCoyG. I've heard McGee. Yeah, no, it's just McCoy. I would say that it's just the Gaelic pronunciation, but it's not exactly, because the Gaelic root name, the name that it's derived from, is actually McCaig, McQuagee. So that's not even quite right. I don't know. You'll have to ask my nth great grandparents. You brought up your sister's Christmas gift of crime and punishment for cats in the Discord already. I don't remember that, Baze, but that sounds fascinating. I don't remember you saying something about that. I may have been away at the time and it skipped my attention, but it sounds interesting. Bizarre. The rod was only to be carried by the messenger to the heavens when the royal family needed to communicate with the Uka. From generation to generation, my ancestors have guarded the book that by royal decree was to be given to the messenger to the heavens. This is that book. Please take it. Ancient Sky Book. Okay. This book is written in the ancient language of skywriting. I'm so glad I stayed in this village. If I had not met that young girl, what would have become of me? Meeting that girl must have been ordained by the gods, so that I could be here today to pass on this knowledge. Fate pushes the story along here and there. I will say, so I haven't gotten that much of that sort of feeling in this game, of the story really just being pushed along by fate. And you could say that sort of thing is a weakness of writing, that it's just contrivance. But you can do that sort of thing in a way that works, in a way that really does feel like you're destined to succeed. You're destined to do what it is the game wants you to do. You can write that sort of thing, and you can write it well. I think Zelda usually does that sort of thing quite well. There we go. There we go. The other game that I played relatively recently that did that sort of theme quite well was Dragon Age Inquisition. I mentioned this at the time quite a bit. The Dragon Age Inquisition, and by the way, I still have not played Veilguard, and I am willing to do so for some fair amount of money. So, if you'd like to see me play Veilguard, please let me know, and, pay me. Because having to experience one of my favorite game series being utterly desecrated, and for y'all's entertainment, I'll do it, but I expect to be well compensated. Anyway, I was saying, Inquisition did, I think, a great job of really making it feel like the Maker was on your side. That you and the Inquisition and the whole story was being driven forward, and that you were really destined to win all along. And I think it does it in a way that isn't, I don't know, it doesn't feel contrived. It feels fated. And there's a big difference there. But from a story writing standpoint, it's sometimes hard to tell the difference, Ah, damn it. Get out of here. There we go. Nice. Still don't know how to get up there, but maybe I'll figure it out. He says my cat has already read it twice, though now she's the Uberstubentiger. Okay, German is a very silly language. Her idea of transgression is eating our houseplants. It is, yes, I do agree there. That is highly transgressive for a cat. Okay. I thought there was a button to quick dismount, but I could just be loony about that. All right. Imsim said, I've decided after researching the East and Islamic theology and civilization that in my fantasy world I'm going to create an Eastern Persian-inspired faction. But in true fantasy fashion, it'll be what if Persia, Arabia was Catholic in the Middle Ages? Interesting. I've kind of thought about that sort of thing. That what if Christendom had taken root elsewhere than Western Europe? Because Christendom really took root in Western Europe, and well, it didn't just take root, it flourished in Western Europe. It took root in a few places, but didn't flourish in the way that it did in Europe. What if it had? There's a lot interesting there. There's a lot of interesting potential. I have to show him the book, right? Here, a book. Will this help? What's this? It's skywriting. Where in blazes did you get this? You don't suppose this could be the word that breaks the seal? Right, let's try it out. No reaction. So it's not this statue. Link, thanks ever so. You have brought me one step closer to solving this puzzle. I shall give the book back to you. Now I shall try out this word on other statues. Made the rounds of these statues so many times I've memorized their locations. Really? I'll place marks on your map so you can find them. Come find me in case you have questions. Remember, every one of those marks is near an owl statue. Now, if you'll excuse me. Okay, then. Trying to figure out how a Catholic Middle East would look. So I'm looking into Chaldean, Assyrian, Maronite, Eastern Catholic churches. Okay. Yeah, no, that tracks. Wait, I got the power back to it. That's very odd. Ooh, excuse me. The writing in that book was a spell that imbued the staff with magic. Now you can do to the other statues what you did before. So he did say he would mark your map where there was a statue, didn't he? And we should go check out those spots, right, Link? Yes, we should. Less suicide bombing. Yeah. I think that's. Wait, this is the book. I don't need the book. I need the rod. It's not gonna let me. Why isn't it gonna let me? Is it because of the damn... Okay, fine, whatever. Anyway. Blow it. I can't blow it up. Can I? Is it bombable? John, are you actually giving me advice or just, recommending what you usually recommend? Explosives. I mean, I'm going to try it nonetheless, but... Okay, well, that was worth a try. Thanks, but no thanks. Take a page out of SG1's book. When in doubt, apply more C4. Absolute demo man moment. Alright. Well, let's wander around Hyrule. Now, why I titled this side quest rather than like City to the Sky or Owl Statues or blah 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 blah. Is this little blurb from my wonderful little strategy guide. So, okay, the question of Skyward Sword, I thought about it playing it on stream, and I do love it. It's one of my favorites. It's one of my favorites. I can't say it's my favorite. It's my favorite art style, for sure. Favorite aesthetic. Some of my favorite music. It's one of my favorites, but I'm leaning away from it, primarily just because I don't have a setup for it, and it would be incredibly difficult to emulate well on a PC. If I could get the emulator working, I would seriously consider it. But that is not... I don't know. That's not. That doesn't seem like a. Doesn't seem that easy. Especially because it's not on Switch. I don't have my Wii U is broken, and I don't really have a way of connecting my old Wii to a stream. So I don't see it happening. Like I've been saying, I have been thinking about a few different options as far as what to play next. One of those is Fable, the Fable trilogy, which I've never played before, but are, I've been told, very philosophically inclined CRPGs. So I might want to play Fable, the trilogy. The other options would be Dragon Age Veilguard, but pay me for that. So right there, ko-fi.com/Professor McCoy. By the way, if you do want to donate, I would greatly appreciate it, especially right now. I've been been having we're having some financial shortcomings just because like I'm not hired for classes this semester just due to some weird scheduling stuff with the university, and I found out about it very last minute. Some of you know this if you're in Discord. So if you are able to help contribute and help me keep doing this sort of thing, I'd love to even dedicate more time to this. If you guys are interested in it and if it can be financially viable, but that sort of thing, I appreciate any help you can. But especially if you'd like to see me suffer through Dragon Age Veilguard. I do have a copy. I found it somewhere. It was deep in the woods, laying on the ground, and I'm sure I can almost guarantee that no one sent any money to BioWare for it. So anyway, so to speak. Anyway, the other option though, which I'll still accept money for, but is to play another couple of Star Wars games, because I have been getting really back into the EU, as some of my recent videos might be indicating. Sim says Joseph Smith called. He wants his book in the woods back. I mean, look, it's the writing for Veilguard is look, I'm no Mormon. I'm no Mormon apologist. And I'm no apologist for Joseph Smith's writing. But Dragon Age Veilguard makes the Book of Mormon look plausibly like scripture. Anyway. God. Anyway, so on which note, I was thinking about playing Jedi Knight, Jedi Outcast, and then Jedi Academy, and then possibly either alongside that or in between them or after them or something, playing Jedi Survivor, the new canon one, and sort of looking at them and comparing them. That said, I have just started playing Jedi Survivor in the last couple of weeks off stream, and it's good. The gameplay is fun. Some of the characters are enjoyable. But also, there is some massive lore retardium going on. Have I played or can I play Shadows of the Empire? I have not played it. So, I don't know. It seems a little bit shallow from a gameplay perspective for me, but maybe. I'll think about it. It's something to think about. I don't have it. Yeah, Jedi Survivor, the lightsaber combat is a nice improvement over the previous one, and the previous one was pretty good. Story was compared to the first one. Yeah, it seems like that. So for perspective, for if you have played it, I just finished Jeddah, the second major planet. Well, I mean, I didn't finish it. I finished the first time you go there and meet back up with Seer and some other characters, and Mirren and some others. Anyway, those are some things that I'm thinking about playing. I have other options that I could do too, but those are the big ones. Those are my big options that I've got laid before me. Okay, so hold on. I wanted to read this a little bit from my guide. So it says, since Link's mission, to find the statues, takes him all over Hyrule, the task offers a great opportunity to look for golden bugs, pieces of heart, and Poe souls if you haven't been searching for them already. After you give Agatha all 24 bugs, she'll reward you with a giant wallet that holds 1,000 rupees. Once you collect 20 Poe souls, Giovanni will give you a bottle. Since trading in golden bugs also generates a lot of cash, it gives you a chance to fund the Goron's trade route. After you've donated 1,000 rupees to their cause, the West Bridge into Castletown will be rebuilt. If you give them even more rupees, Mallow Mart will expand into Castletown, offering special items and fabulous deals. See, I can do those things. So you can do some of those things as I go through. On which note, let me just go to that section of the guide so I know where to find all the frickin' bugs. Maybe the Poes. I don't know. Maybe the Poes. Adventure Appendix. Oh, cool. It's fighting Darknuts. The imagery, man. The imagery in these old guides is just glorious. I love it. Imsim says, in my ideal world, Disney scraps the sequel trilogy and we'll get Luke reestablishing the Jedi Order with Ahsoka, Ezra, and Cal as Jedi Masters. Maybe. But also, like, I don't trust any current Disney writers with Star Wars. Like, at all. Where's my collections? How many Poes do I have? I have 24. So unless I'm going to go all the way for the magic armor, I don't really need to bother with Poes tonight so much. The pizza defeated you? Oh no, poor John. Nighty-night. Bye-bye. I am actually going to take my hood off. I cannot stand this whole it being sideways thing. Besides, I've got headphones that basically are earmuffs. It's not like that cold. It's like 40 degrees. Suppose they get Timothy Zahn to write a reboot. A reboot. Maybe, though, honestly, I don't know. Him playing in this new sandbox is not ideal. Wait, hold on. Is this translucent to you? Because I can read options right here on the preview. Man, that's weird. Okay. Anyway, that was neat. Anyway, as I was saying, read right here. It says options. Options. You don't see that? Yeah, like look closely. If I yeah, there you go. Yeah, you can barely. It's like my green screen is making this translucent or something weird. It's not green. It's a virtual background replacement. But anyway, that's weird. That's very strange. Wacky. Anyway, whatever. As I was saying, I forgot. Let me look at my bug collection while I'm in here. I have both ants. Those are the Kakariko Village ones. So where do I need to go? There's one of the statues. So in that part of Hyrule Field. Oh, Jesus, that's right. The map is inverted. Oh, Lord. Okay, so 19 and 20 are in that area. Oh, the gear in this game is some of the most aesthetically pleasing in the series? Yeah, I think I agree. All right, Kakariko Gorge. Male and female pill bugs. Okay. Well, let's go and do that, shall we? On our way to this. Right, I don't have those, right? Okay. Do I have to hunt them at night? I do, don't I? Alright, well, we'll see. We'll see. Pillbug. Golden glow in the grass near the south end of the Kakariko Gorge Bridge. The south end of the bridge. And then southeast from the north edge of the bridge. So, oh, it's right over by the statue. Okay, cool. The female pillbug. Flowers near a group of trees? You're not a flower. Splat. That's where I need to go. What? Southwest from the north end of the bridge. So southeast, you mean? Oh, it's down. Okay. It's down here. I see it. I understand now. Imson says, I'll drop a story finals week for my first semester, I guess second semester, my freshman year of college for lore. Oh, goody. Oh, I see it. It's right over there. Okay, gotcha. Gotcha. Really? It took that much to kill that guy? Jeez. Okay. I hear the jingle. There it is. Got it. Mailbug! So Imsim's story, I was waiting to take a final for a class on fossils. Waiting outside the classroom, looking for my notes. For background, we had this professor who taught calculus that looked like Santa Claus. Okay, go on. There it is. Right here. Ooh, Bay says, this is actually a good point. I think I agree. It says, speaking of Disney, I've been disenchanted with how corporate Daily Wire has been feeling of late. I just heard they might not release their, might not release their version of Snow White. Yeah, I've heard that as well. And I'm... Given their, given the current state of their relationship with Brett Cooper, that does not surprise me all that much. It's disappointing, but I'm not surprised. That does nothing. But yeah, in which case they are fumbling the bag, yeah, absolutely. Especially because Disney has been dragging their feet so long on their version of Snow White. Like... Oh, I need to bring it over here now. What? Damn it. This is going to be difficult, isn't it? Yeah, I think that's a bad move. That they really should have, like, really just gotten their shit together and, like, gotten some kind of an arrangement with Brett to actually release the damn movie. They don't have to, like, be great friends. It's a professional relationship, but, like, they could have also not done whatever kind of bullshit they did, because I'm assuming that it was some really nasty... I'm assuming it was some really nasty corporate shenanigans to have, you know, driven her out. Everyone seems to kind of agree that that is sort of the consensus, that's almost certainly what happened. Is Jeremy was just not... He basically managed to drive out one of their main talents, which, great job, guys. Also, they're the only person who's marketable to anyone under 30. Like, sure, I at least a lot of the time like Matt Walsh. A lot of the time like Michael Knowles. Once in a while, Andrew Clavin's kind of cool, but only once in a while. With this, I can almost never stand Ben Shapiro. And one Sky character, cool. Right, there we go. Now what? Okay, I need to go to the Bridge of Eldon. Okay. That does mean that there's going to be a couple more bugs. B7 in particular. The male phasmid I have not gotten, I don't think. Right? Ooh, no, I haven't gotten several of them. Okay, so one is going to be like right here. Right around here. And one's going to be right around... No, one's going to be right here. And one's going to be like right here. Of the... What are they, 15 and 16? What are these? Grasshoppers. Okay, grasshoppers. All right, well, let's do it. Let's go for it. I think I can get to the Bridge of Eldon just right up this way. I think this is clear now. This way through. All right, so more Imp Simp lore. Let me actually just sort of pause in the thunderstorm and read some of this. So, Professor Claus came running down the hall, clutching a handful of papers. He ran into the all-gender restroom, slammed the door. Soon after, we heard him moaning in pain, like really struggling. Oh no, this is nightmarish. The student knocked, and he said, "Occupied," in a low groan. She then asked, "Professor, are you okay?" Still groaning, he replied, "Yeah." I'll never forget that ridiculous situation. Why would you, like, intrude on someone's vulnerable moment like that? Like, God, that's hell. Oh, man. I feel sorry for the poor guy. I really do. Baze says, I hold the position Jonathan Pajot's book, especially the enhanced audiobook, is better. But it isn't mainstream. It's not pressuring Disney. Right. Be cool if it was. But no. Really not. Okay. So the grasshopper is around here somewhere. One of them. Oh, come on, really? Got him. She did sound concerned, but still. We could all hear him in the hallway. Oh, God. My friend and I made up a story with him in similar situations, created very elaborate plot lines. Oh, my God. See, as something of a professor myself, this is a nightmare. This is horrific. Like, the fact that students not only know that I am human, but that I possess a human body as well, and all that comes with that. That is just not pleasant. Hey, really? Stop. Back here. Where'd it go? There it is. Got it. Yeah, grasshopper. Okay. The other one is up that way. Yeah. I mean, look, if you want something to pressure Disney, it really does need to be in the major motion picture realm. A book is not going to cut it. As great of a book as it might be, and I'm sure it is. It's Jonathan Pajot. I'm sure it's good. I'm sure it's good. But at the same time, like, it's a book. That's of limited reach. It's absolutely limited audience. Unfortunately. I wish more people read books, but look, they don't. Come here, grasshopper. Gotcha. Someone's getting coal next year. Yeah, you and everybody who was making fun of this poor IBS man. Poor bowel-troubled Santa Claus. Oh, God. Okay, so there is supposed to be another bug. What is it? Southern edge of Bridge of Eldon. Male phasmid. Inside of the arch to the Bridge of Eldon. Yeah. Use the boomerang. Got it. Glad he missed me. That was good. Yeah. Got some arrows. Okay. There it is. Ah, gotcha. Imsep asked, do you think it's best to maintain political anonymity in one's family? My extended family really likes Trump, but my immediate does not. I told my immediate and most of my extended family that I voted for a third party, even though I voted for Trump all along, but don't want to receive blame when Trump does something to disagree with. Look, I voted for Trump this time. I did not before. This is the... No, wait, no, that's not true. I did vote for Trump in 2020. I did vote for him in 2020. But I didn't vote for him in 2016, and I absolutely do not regret not voting for him in 2016. I don't think that he was poised to do a particularly good job then, and I do think that, quite honestly, he didn't do that great a job in his first term. I think there is reason to hope that he will do better this time. How much better? Well, let's kind of wait and see. Let's not get too excited, you know? But we'll see. I think, like I said, I do think that there is some potential for him to do a fairly better job this time as opposed to last time. In no small part just because he knows more of what he's up against this time. He's not in a position to be naive. I got a new letter. Nice. Another Sky character. There's nothing else for me to do with this statue? Nothing? Nothing? Does not seem like it. No? Okie dokie then. Let's move right along. Actually, what's up there? Nothing fun. No? Alright, that's enough then. Where to next? I do want to turn in some of these bugs. And there aren't any in Castletown, but there are some right outside where I warp to in Lanairu. So let's warp to the... Wait. Where's my warps? There. Yeah, let's warp here. Because there's also... There's a statue in this little part of the field, and there's also bugs. So, there we go. But yeah, anyway, so like I said, I voted for Trump this time. Already, he's done some great things. He's already done some absolutely incredible things. Especially his first day pardons have been spectacular. But he's also really poised to do some pants on head retarded things, like the whole annexation spree that he's getting ready to go on is just very, very stupid. We do not stand to gain from annexing Greenland or Canada. Greenland, I don't know. Greenland, I don't know enough to say one way or the other. Canada? No. There's no way. There's no way we stand to gain from annexing Canada. Voluntarily or otherwise. Especially not otherwise, but even voluntarily. Look, that's a lot of leftism that we'd be importing. We'd basically be importing however many states Canada turns into. It would be that many New Californians, minus one because like the Northwest Territory would be a new Alaska. That's it. That's all. And that would be disastrous for our national politics. There's no way. Some of his appointments have been awful. And so here's the thing. I can say that, hey, I voted for Donald Trump, because I think that, first of all, the message that that sends to the cathedral cannot be overstated. But then also, yeah, he's going to do a shitty job in a lot of ways. He's a politician. Of course he is. He's going to cause all kinds of horrible, horrible things to happen to lots and lots of good, innocent people. People are going to suffer directly because of him. And it's going to be a lot of people. But he's also going to do some decent things, I think. He already has, right? He commuted the sentences or pardoned all of the J6 protesters, at least according to what I've seen, except for Ray Epps. He did not pardon Ray Epps, which is frickin' hilarious to me. That's just brilliant. It's not exactly an admission that Epps was not what we were led to believe, but it's still really funny. Actually, hold on. Which one is it? It's the female butterfly. Ivy-covered ledge. Launch out to reach the top of the ledge. Huh? Hyrule Field, Delanairu. Okay, yeah, head. Oh, I guess, yeah, this way. There's an ivy-covered ledge, huh? Is there now? I don't want you. Oh, there it is. I see it. Okay, cool. Yeah, I gotta go up there. That's what I gotta do. Got one. Yep. And I'll also say this is another interesting point too, that a lot of people like shit all over libertarians too for being cringe. Among other things. Like, we do a lot that's dumb. Like nominate Chase Oliver. Which, I mean, falls under the category of being cringe. But at the same time, we're also largely responsible for Ross Ulbricht being pardoned today. Which, by the way, just happened a couple hours ago. Ross Ulbricht, the guy who made the Silk Road, like the website Silk Road, just got pardoned. Trump pardoned him today and basically credited the Libertarian movement, the Liberty Movement, Libertarian Party, for getting that to happen. And for basically explaining to him that this needed to happen. Which, dude, that is someone who was unjustly imprisoned for 2 life sentences plus 40 years. And he just got a pardon. And yeah, Trump did it, but he did it specifically because he's been, essentially, we told him to. Like, we, meaning the Libertarian Party in particular, are the ones that put forward the idea that this is an important issue that people care about. Because otherwise, this wasn't on his radar. In the same way that, like the whole, what's it called? CBDCs, central bank digital currencies. Those were not on his radar until Vivek Ramaswamy, in particular, said, hey, this is a big deal. You should be really concerned about this. And then suddenly he was really concerned about it, right? That's fantastic that sort of thing can happen with Donald Trump, because he's eminently persuadable. When somebody has a point and that person is in any way, I won't say necessarily loyal to him, but you know, sufficiently deferent to him, let's say that, right? Because he's got a huge ego. If anybody can stroke that huge ego, then yeah, guess what? He will start doing things that are actually good and important. And that's phenomenal, right? I've never liked platforming in Zelda games. But yeah, like I said, I don't think that it's hard to defend a vote for Trump, especially because it doesn't mean you stand by him in everything. It does not mean that you think everything that he did was brilliant or anything like that. That's ridiculous. It's very easy and proper to acknowledge that no, a lot of the stuff that he did was very, very, very bad, very stupid. In some cases, downright evil. Like at one point, the attack on that Iranian general that almost started a world war. Yeah, that thing. Remember that? Anyone remember that? Probably not, because it was right before COVID, which he also horrifically mismanaged. And by mismanaged, I mean he should be criminally responsible for a lot of it, but whatever. So, you don't have to stand by everything that he did or everything that he said just because you voted for him at some point. Like, a vote is essentially a kind of a small-scale act of indirect violence. That's what it is, right? Because it's employing the political means to attempt to organize society coercively. That's what voting is. And if you're voting in something like self-defense, you don't have to, like, so long as you're not voting for someone or something that is intrinsically evil, it's permissible. At the very least, permissible. Anyway, there's some ranting about it. What do you guys have to say in the meanwhile? Himsim says, in college, other Trump supporters wanted me to be full-blown MAGA with them, and instead of being quiet is part of the problem, and mostly remain quiet about around most people and about politics and vote quietly. I think voting is one of the least important things you can do politically. And I will say that I think your friends are onto something there to some extent. That, like I said, I do think that voting is far, far, far from the most important thing you can do, politically speaking. Let's go into town and give some of these bugs to Agatha, shall we? I need a bigger wallet. Actually, you know what? Let's warp to Rico. So I can give some of my money to Mallow. Empty some of this money. But like I said, I do think that that far more important than voting is what you say and the people that you talk to. Hot spring water. Douse that young one to revitalize him. Not yet. I will in a moment. The East Gate. Huh? That's actually not far. I can probably get there in a reasonable amount of time. That's there. That is there, right? Well, I'll do that in a bit. I have to make room in a bottle too. Anyway, like I said, I do think that it's more important to do a lot of other things rather than just voting. I'm gonna give you all of my current rupees. Cool. Get out of here. Bay said about Snow White. The audiobook is like 30-minute, like a 30-minute movie. My 8-year-old cousins enjoyed it. Still not likely to cut it. The only one who's big enough to take down Disney would be Disney. Yeah, and Disney is doing a decent job of taking down Disney, so to speak. They're not. They're really putting out flop after flop in a lot of ways. Okay. So here's one. I recently saw a double feature at a drive-in theater. I went with kids and my parents, so grandparents and stuff went to see Mufasa and Moana 2. Okay. They were Mufasa was pretty good. Like somewhere in the 6 out of 10 territory. Not great by any stretch. Nowhere near as good as the old Lion King movies. Like 6, maybe even 7 out of 10. Musical numbers were decent. The concept of Mufasa is ridiculous, Sim says. I mean, kind of, but they explored those same stories. They explored a lot of those same stories in The Lion King 2? Yeah, kind of. And then even more so in Lion Guard, which was actually a pretty good animated show from, I think it was early 2000s or something, because I was a little too old for it to watch it when it came out. But I watched it. I've watched it with my kids now, and they explore a lot of the origin of Mufasa and his conflict with Scar when he was still called Taka and all that stuff. So, it's not like it. It really was a visually more spectacular, because it was that whole like live action CG thing. Visually more spectacular, classic old direct to DVD Disney movie, or direct to VHS, or realistically would have been direct to streaming. But it was good for one of those, I thought. Okay. How they built up the relationship between Mufasa and Taka, and how they built up the sort of resentment and conflict, and the quest structure. There were a lot of elements about it that I actually thought were pretty good. That said, it was not great. It was not great. It was not as good as it absolutely should have been, or could have been. No, actually, I can't say could have been. It's not as good as it should have been to make it actually worth making. Beyond that, the other one that I wound up seeing that same night was Moana 2. Moana 2 was like mediocre. Like 3 or 4 out of 10? Probably 4. It wasn't atrocious. There were elements of it that were fun. But it was very clearly... Okay, so you guys remember the CGI Clone Wars movie? The Star Wars Clone Wars movie? And how they wanted to put out a movie, but they didn't have one. So what they did was they took the first arc of the TV show that they were already planning and just formatted it into a movie. That's Moana 2. That's exactly what happened there. What's this? Active. Yeah. Okay. That's exactly what they did with Moana 2. It was they are clearly preparing for a Moana Disney Plus series. And so what they did was they just said, hey, we're just going to put out the first arc of this to introduce things as a movie. And that's what it was. It had the production values, it had the writing and everything of a pretty mediocre, but at least okay and entertaining enough for the kids who like Moana TV show. That's what it was. That's what we were looking at there, really. So, it is what it is. And the fact that they're not doing as well as Disney needs them to actually succeed. Little butterfly, I want to be wrapped up in that powder too. Oh. Alright, she's so happy. She's going to give me money. Yes, I have a partner for that butterfly. But yeah, it's just like they've lost all creativity, and when they do new creative stuff, it's usually bad creative stuff, which just it bothers me. Oh, look at how little happy those little pair of bugs are. So Imsim says, The Lion King is a masterpiece. The original cartoon doesn't need a sequel. I disagree. I actually do think that The Lion King 1.5, The Lion King 2, and I'll even go as far as to say the series, Lion Guard, are all worth existing. None of them are as good as the original. But they do something unique. Each one of them does something unique. And I'm glad they exist. The like live action remake, I'm not really glad that exists at all. In fact, I'm very sad that one exists. But with Mufasa, if they had made this one in the old animation style, it would have actually been good. The only problem with it is that it does overwrite some of the lore that Lion Guard introduces about Scar. Not all, but there's bits and pieces of it. But like, honestly, if it had been in the original animation style, it would have been 7 or 8 out of 10. It would have been actually good. Really. I mean that. They did get better at making the lions a little bit expressive, but they're still like vaguely photorealistic lions. It's just like that. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? Yeah, Tarzan and Jane, Kronks in a Groove. Yeah, it's on par with those, really. It's largely on par with those. And Sim says, speaking of Mufasa, we were watching Conan the Barbarian yesterday. James Earl Jones is always trying to be someone's dad in every movie. That was not good, but it was iconic. That's the best I could say about Conan the Barbarian. I mean, badass, sure, I guess, but like, let's go with iconic. Little grasshopper, I'd love to tickle your belly all day long. Oh, she really loves her bugs. I feel like she is another one of those very early 2000s characters, and she was very almost cutting edge at the time. All right. Yeah, I'll give you one more pair, and that'll get me 600 rupees total, which will... That'll be almost enough to repair the way through. Not quite, though. Baze said earlier, asked if Trump pardoned the J6ers individually on a case-by-case basis. I believe so. I don't think it was one blanket pardon. I think he did specify, but I'm not sure. I don't know all the details for sure on that. As far as I know, he did in fact pardon them specifically, and he did specifically leave out Ray Epps and maybe a few others who, again, very likely were other feds. But from what I've heard, he very specifically did not pardon Ray Epps, who is essentially still on probation. Because that's all he got, right? He didn't get the 2 years of solitary confinement that a lot of these people did. I also haven't heard from my favorite white martyr of our age, a good internet acquaintance of mine, Catherine Arnett, who basically was tortured for 2 years by the Marine Corps for refusing the COVID jab. She was imprisoned and put in solitary confinement for several stretches of several months at a time. All kinds of horrific atrocities were committed against her, and when Donald Trump said in his inauguration speech that he would be reinstating every member of our armed forces with full back pay who had been kicked out because of the COVID jab, I'm wondering if that I haven't heard anything. I haven't heard if she has or not yet, but God, if anyone deserves justice, it's absolutely her. Her story is a hell of a thing, and it's hard to find it too extensively. There are I mentioned this very briefly on my stream Friday, but she's got some plans for some interesting political stuff coming up. So I can't say more. It's been private correspondence a little bit, but if I find out anything, I'll absolutely be talking about it because she's fantastic. She's a shit poster like the rest of us, but also got horrifically tortured by the U.S. government under the Biden administration for over the course of several years. partially because she refused to take the jab, partially because she's outspokenly Catholic, and partially just because of just horrific confluences of circumstances that contributed to it all. Well, anyway. Alright, that's all the bugs I have for the moment. I mean, it's not. I have a couple more, but they're... yeah, an Agatha stamp. Cool. 12 bugs left. I know I have more bugs. I'm aware that I have more bugs. Oh, she didn't complain about it. Bay said earlier, I'm not as loud as I could be, politically speaking. Because regardless of who I vote for who I think will do a better job. In the last 3 cases, that's Trump. I don't know. I don't have a lot of faith in politicians. Yeah, I have no faith in politicians. The only faith I have in politicians is that they will inevitably make my life worse. It's a question of how much worse, and if any one of them will do a slightly less irreversible damage. All right, there's 2 bugs in this southern field that I don't think I've gotten, or at least one I haven't gotten. What is it? 13, 14. Oh, it's ladybug. Okay, there is one more ladybug, so I can get a pair. And that'll get me to 750, and that'll get the pathway open, so that'll do us. Okay, so I'm going to go to the south field right here. And find the other ladybug. Which one is it? It's... I have the female. The ladybug. I don't have the man ladybug. The lady man bug. They said the professor's right. You can easily buy college kids' votes with a free T-shirt. Yeah, you can. It's amazing what you can do with free T-shirts. College. That came off wrong. Maybe no. But no. College students are wildly manipulable. Like kids that age, but like college in particular, it's a very manipulable demographic of people. It's a little bit depressing, that fact, but it is what it is. Okay, so which one is it? It's the male ladybug. You'll find him near the large ivy-covered rock formation in the eastern portion of the area, likely near the flowers. Okay, so over here, yeah? Down there. Ah, that ivy-covered rock. I don't need to do that. Oh, there's the ladybug. Got it. I need to get away from this thing. It's about to eat me. Can I get up here without being attacked? Can I? Can I? Can I please? This is not looking good. I don't know why I need to. Bastard. Got them all, I think, maybe. Rubies! I'll take those. Thank you, please. Now, I need to go back up to see if that actually bombed a hole or not. Okay, so Roman says the Twilight Princess is peak Ocarina of Time style Zelda. I think that's... Okay, so correct me. Okay, I'm gonna say what I think you mean. Kind of reinterpreting what you say, and tell me if I'm wrong. Tell me if I'm misinterpreting you at all. When you say it's Ocarina of Time style Zelda, you're saying something like that Twilight Princess is a greater fulfillment of what Ocarina of Time was trying to do. Because Ocarina was limited by the technology of its time in a way that Twilight Princess was able to fulfill to a greater extent, in a greater way. Is it something like that? Because I think I'm on board with that, at least mostly. I may have minor disagreements. That I do think that Ocarina of Time did some things a lot better. Right? For example, Ocarina of Time does a much better job bringing together the rapport, or the relationship, broadly speaking, between Link and Zelda. Zelda in Ocarina is far more of a person. Between the meetings you have with Sheik, right? Zelda in the guise of Sheik. And then also, though, like meeting her as a kid and then seeing her later, right? There's a lot more of Zelda as a person in Ocarina than there is in this one. So there's that. And then also, it's more condensed, right? Ocarina of Time is shorter, but I think for good reason. Twilight Princess, like I have said before, it feels overly drawn out in a way that's not all that necessary. Right. So I do think that Ocarina of Time, I think, does a better job telling a very, you're right, very similar tonally very similar story, but it does so very completely in a much smaller, more condensed, more streamlined package. Twilight Princess tends to drag a little bit here and there. Majora's Mask is goated. Yeah, Baze, that's one of those things. I find it difficult to say which one is better between Ocarina and Majora's Mask. I don't know if I can say that, because they really just form... They're opposite sides of one... They're opposite sides of one spectacular whole. Put it that way. Right? So... I think that I can't realistically judge. He sits outside the eastern gate, huh? I'm gonna go see if I can find him and see if it's a reasonable run from Kakariko to there. How about that? I'll see about that. After this, I have Skyward Sword. So the problem with Skyward Sword is, as Roman points out, it's largely the motion controls. I could, because I have Dolphin, and Dolphin can emulate Wii games. The problem is emulating the motion controls, especially with a Wii Motion Plus, is super difficult, and doesn't usually work well without actually using a Wii remote. And connecting it directly, and then you don't have a sensor bar, and there's all kinds of issues with emulating Wii games. I would kind of like to... Jeez, my door is slamming, it's windy. I would kind of like to, because I did really like it. Yes, it is... there are criticisms to be had. I will admit, there are definitely criticisms to be had. That the areas are repetitive. You go to the same places too many times. The world is too spread out, but like small islands of stuff, that kind of thing. I do actually generally like the motion controls, and I know how controversial that is. Generally speaking, I like the motion controls for Skyward Sword. But oops, wrong button. Here we go. I do like the motion controls. The problem, though, really is that the gimmick of the motion controls, which Zelda always has some kind of a neat little gimmick, right? This one, it's transforming into a wolf, right? Ocarina of Time, it's the time travel. Majora's Mask, it's the masks. There's always a neat little gimmick, right? Get out of here. Things. And the motion control gimmick was very cool, along with the Loftwing, which was also very cool, albeit execution could have been a little better. Still cool. You bastard. There we go. Jesus. Alright. Anyway. I think that the gimmick was really all there was to it. The characters were wonderful. I loved the characterization in Skyward Sword. It was some of the best. Groose. Just Groose, man. Groose was... I freaking love Groose. But that does mean that I'm probably not going to be playing it on stream. I'm probably not going to be playing it on stream, like I said earlier. Thoughts on Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom? So first of all, I haven't played them. Are you serious? I hate this. Okay, fine, whatever. Is it 2 servings or is it 1? It's 1, so I'm just gonna use it. We can always get more. Hot spring water. Yeah, let's do it. Oh, geez, I gotta walk it? Oh my god. Anyway, so yeah, I have not played either of them. Listen, first of all, I just got a Switch for Christmas. Okay. So there's that. But also, I was honestly less interested in it than in most Zelda games, just because I think that its gimmick, the gimmick of the destructible items, the significant levels of exploration, the stamina stuff, right? It is far too significant of a departure from the classical Zelda formula for me to really like. Because I really like the classical Zelda formula. Wow, I can't believe this is actually working. I have to kind of move in a slight zigzag pattern and I'll be fine. But I think it's a little bit too much of a departure from the classical Zelda formula for it to be, that good, Hey, here you go. Say, is that some Kakariko hot spring water you have there, brother? If you poured it on me, I'm sure it would restore my strength. Here you go. Smash. Do I regret getting a Switch now that Switch 2 has been announced? Even if I had known, I probably wouldn't be getting a Switch 2 for several years anyway. So, not really. No. I will, I know every dad says this. And most dads are usually kind of at least partially lying. And fine, I'm lying a little bit. But it really is mostly for the kids. So it's fine. I really don't mind. Nomad agrees with me on that. Okay, well, good. I'm not just crazy. But yeah, I can see the argument for this being the worst time to buy a Switch. But at the same time, I got a discount on it because of course I did. And then also, like I said, I don't buy new systems anymore. I'm not at that stage of my life anymore. And really, my kids aren't at that stage of their lives either to get brand new systems. They're not that deep into video games yet. My oldest is 6. She'll be 7 in a few months. So, yeah, no, I didn't get my first game system of my own until I was, I think, 8. It's like 7 or 8 years old. It was a Game Boy Color. Oh. And she already has an old DS, a DS Lite, and an old 3DS XL that she just got from that her grandma found for her. And now they've got a Switch, which is more like a home system. So. Anyway, yeah. Anyway, oh, you got a GameCube when you were 6, man. GameCube was like the N64 came out when I was like 7 or 8. Actually, when did it come out? It was 98, right? So it must have been 7. Because I got it like the year after it came out, give or take, the N64. I got the like clear green one that came with Donkey Kong 64, which, dude, that was a hell of a good first game. Oh, well, yes, we do need the money, as it turns out, but that's a little bit of a reason to sort of regret it, but could not have known at the time. What year would you consider appropriate to start Ocarina of Time? I assume like what age? Somewhere like, really it depends, because there are moments of it that are like scary, and the unsettling kind of scary rather than the like jump scare kind of scary. So it can you make a fund for me to get switched to? You can make a fund for me to like pay bills. Now it's like I said, I'm not going to be streaming console stuff really. Like I said, I'm emulating this, as you can tell. So that's not really the kind of thing. If you want to start a fund, like I said, if you want to start a fund for me to play a specific game or something, assuming I have it or can get it, let me know. But like I said, I'm not set up to be streaming like console games really. So, nah. No. I mean, unless you just like, want to buy it for the family. Okay, but don't think of it as like anything like related to the channel, that sort of thing. And like I said, we've got financial troubles at the moment, like I've been saying, just because I've got issues with the university scheduling classes. So at the moment we're relying a little bit on donations. So anything you do send will help tremendously as far as that goes. But I will say it's going to bills and food and stuff more than new games. Bay said a little while ago. I'm still learning new things about Majora's Mask with all the possible interactions. If you help Gorman, the drunken troop leader at the milk bar, on night 1, he's playing cards with everyone on night 2. Yeah. There's a lot of those, and it's really cool. And the best part about it is that you get to explore so much of that on a single playthrough, because each time you play through the 3-day cycle so many times, you don't have to start a new game to see all of these different possibilities. That's one of the coolest things about Majora's Mask. Imsib, yes, I am in fact an adjunct, and so when the schedule got retooled and they're in the process really of retrofitting the curriculum at St. Leo, I got the short end of we don't need this class as many times and we haven't replaced it with anything yet stick. So that's where I'm at right now. So we're squeaking on by, but little extra bits do help tremendously. Anyway, Goron is feeling better. I feel rejuvenated. That smell from that heat. It is spring water from back home. Well, I'm going to get back to work and open up the shop. Whee! Bye-bye. At the moment, yeah, I only lecture at 1. Because I was almost full-time. I was doing 3 classes per semester, so to do much more of that would have been a little bit much for me. I have done close to as much before, but I think 4 is the most I've done. No, I did 5 once. I did 5 at least one semester. But I have also like I have taught other places too. It's just like in the past I've taught at my old alma mater, University of South Florida, which is great because I've taught at their honors college and with their philosophy department. It's just that their honors college, they tend to really only need additional adjuncts for fall semesters, and not last year and not the year before that. Last time I taught there was 2022, I think. I think it was 22 or 21. It was 21 or 22. It's been a little while. So, and there are, the thing is, there's also a bunch of other like community colleges around here that I absolutely could have applied to. But if you know about academia, you know that you really would need to, get on that earlier. And I found out that I wasn't scheduled this semester 2 weeks ago, the week that classes started. So that was its own set of problems, and that is entirely just because the administration of St. Leo is disorganized as hell right now. So, it's, if you know how college administrators are, you know how this works. All right, let's see, where are we at? There's a statue there, but I can't mess with that one yet. There's a statue here, but I already got into that. No, I didn't. There's a couple of bugs up there, but first I do want to go to Kakariko, to donate the rest of this money. Forgot about that. Oh, but I have to wait until daybreak. That's right. That's dumb. I'm gonna shoot that guy. Darn it. There it is. I mean, yeah, I'm looking around. There's some like short-term tutoring things I'm looking into. There's some like homeschool groups and things like that I'm looking into. I have a part-time job as well already. A part-time butcher, as it happens. I actually do like that for the most part. It's its own wacky little thing, but I've always liked having little odd jobs that keep me a little bit in touch with the world outside of academia. But it's paying some bills, and also, frankly, we a lot of our funds will at least shortly be coming from we're selling our father-in-law's old house and getting some money from that sort of thing. So there's money. It's coming in. It's just not in at the moment yet, and bills are coming in yet at the moment. And of course, right after Christmas is always, always a little bit short in the funding department. So, like I said, it's nothing that we can't ultimately manage. It's just things are tight at the moment. Things are very tight at the moment. That's all. Like I said, anything does absolutely help. Don't get me wrong. I am, of course, going to be applying to and seeing about some of those other community colleges, but that naturally will not be happening until at least summer semester. So really, it's more like a bridge between now and May or June. That's what I'm really looking at. Now I'm just waiting for daybreak, slaughtering a bunch of these critters. Eh. Can I? Hey! That's how that works. How did I not know that? How did I not notice this? Okay. Hey, Baze, if you know any in particular, feel free to let me know. I'm always looking into more options. So, if you know of any other specific, like, you know, homeschool groups and things like that that might be willing to pay at least a little bit, I'm happy to look into that sort of thing. So, yeah, let me know. Send them my way. Whether that means, you know, just letting groups specifically that you know of know about me in particular, that sort of thing. Feel free to send my contact info. I don't mind. Beyond that... Oh, shoot. I survived that, but just barely. Alright, I'm going to go into Kakariko. I'll come back out for this. Because now that it's daytime, I now need to go. Your sort of significant other. Oh, is this the Mormon chick that you've talked about at some point who doesn't know that you're secretly an infiltrator? Or vice versa. I don't remember. I don't remember all of your lore, Imp. I'm sorry. I should be more on top of these things. Base says, oh, I was about to say there, yeah, so the other homeschool groups that are looking for Catholic philosophy professors. Yeah, by all means, I do specialize to a large extent in you know, the scholastics, so. You may have. I don't know. I don't quite know. Thanks to all the bridges built, trade rate is secure. Needs 200 rupees. I have 200 rupees. That's it? I thought it was more than that. I thought it was like 750. Achieved our goal, brother. Today marks the day that another legendary establishment is born. You should travel to Castletown later. Thank you for your cooperation, brother. I'm gonna buy some arrows. Hey, Link. Buy something. I will! Thank you! The one where I drop messages. We've said where she doesn't want to fully commit. She doesn't trust me. Oh, okay. No, I do remember this. Yes, you have talked about this before. All right, to Castletown. I mean, yeah. Anyway, yeah. So, yeah. But in any case, yeah. If she knows anybody, do let me know. I see that I've gotten a message on Discord. I may I properly assume that that's what that's about. If so, much appreciated. Mail. Base says, well, I was homeschooled, so I speak from experience. But I'm in South Georgia, not as familiar with the homeschool scene in Florida. I mean, look, if it's on anything online, I can always do it. Like, it's not that is the glory of our current world, is that I can absolutely offer a lot of services to people wherever they are. So if you do know some people in South Georgia who are looking for a, you know, an online tutor or teacher, with respect to anything having to do with scholasticism, medieval philosophy, history even, ancient philosophy as well, I'm your guy. So by all means. So, right now, conversation topic is my my employment situation, but hey, Adam. But there's plenty of else. There's plenty of else to talk about. That's more philosophical. Ooh, there we go. And as you can see, I have a decent setup. Decent is I'm underselling myself. I have a good virtual teaching setup. That is actually why I initially got this webcam, and where I initially got this webcam. My department, my department bought this webcam for me, so that I could more effectively teach online. So there you go. yeah, that happened roughly when the pandemic broke out, so. Heart peas! Hooray! Excellent. I'm wondering what was up with that. Okay, let's go back to Castletown and to Malomart. What I'm expecting for the rest of tonight, we're probably going to get to the rest of the owl statues. Probably. But that's probably it. We're not going to go into the City of the Sky. That'll be next week. That'll be next week. Listen. Okay, listen. Just because I'm a philosopher, Imsimp, just because I am a philosopher, does not mean that that I do not understand the appeal of money. I do need money to, you know, eat and stuff. I'm not one of those that looks down on earning a living. I still love the little flourish. I mean, it gets in the way of things, but I still love the flourish. Money, you thought I survived purely by osmosis? What do you take me for? So I am how you say, human. Oh, what is this? What is this? Everyone has a Malomart shopping bag. What in the world? What in the world? Oh, what is it? Are you looking for a doctor or something? The only thing on this street is a doctor's office. See there, immediately. Yeah. Okay. Everyone has a frickin' Malomart shopping bag. This is ridiculous. Okay. Baze asked, did I say I had or hadn't read Chesterton? I've read some Chesterton. I've read some of the Doc Brown stories. I've read Heretics and Orthodoxy, as well as some of his, as a couple of his little essays from here and there. I swear, I'm not an AI. At least, like, I mean, I know that. It's hard to prove that to you, but still. Oh, you're a tour guide. Have I visited the Cave of the Spirit? No. In the right time. A little while ago, there's a bit of a problem we couldn't cross. Yeah, I figured. I helped solve that problem. You're welcome. Ah, Malomart. Here we go. Welcome. The hero of discounts, Malomart, will be a legend in Castletown. Come on in and take a look at our wares. I will. Thanks. So yeah, I've read and I highly recommend, there we go. Erica, are you joining in on this in the other room? I'm sure. You usually do. Yeah. Oh my god. Buy one, get one. What is happening? You'll buy it now if you're smart, Malomart! Welcome. Grand opening sale going on now at Castletown Malomart. 20% off, 30% off, of course. Why not? We look out for you, the hero of discounts. That is us, Malomart. Buy it now if you're smart. Make your selection using left. 598 rupees. I'll buy it. This is stupid, but I'll freaking buy it. What do you think? Are you interested? I'll take it. Cool. I'm probably never going to use it, but... If you run out of rupees, the armor will go dormant and your movement will become impaired. Basically, it's a coin-operated mech suit. I freaking love it. Malomart stamp! I will never need this, but I will get it. I will get it, but not now. Thank you for your patronage. Shopping ends sometime. I will, thank you. There's a portrait of Mallow. What is this place? There's a statue of him. Oh my god. This place is manic. Oh god, Imsum says, as a kid, my sister and I used to play Zelda shops. We'd hum the store songs from Ocarina and Twilight Princess and pretend to sell goods to each other in our room. That's amazing. Oh god. Whew. Okay, I'm out of here. I'll come back for the stamp, I guess. I don't know. When I have a few more rupees. Oh god. Wow, that was... Do I have more bugs to give, or no? Yeah, not really. I have one snail, but that'll get enough for that for the stamp. But nah. Hey, your shoes are grimy. Man, how good your clothes look. You don't look pulled together if your shoes are dirty. Someone's checking you out. They look at your shoes too and secretly laugh at you. What do you think? I'll polish them up real nice for. I don't have 10 rupees. I'm poor. Listen, you. With shoes that dirty, you'll never make it to the top. What do I actually get for doing that? Is there any benefit? I forget. Imsim says it was a missed opportunity at Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom for not including Malamart. I feel like it should have been a huge chain like Walmart or Costco. Oh, man, that is really true. No, you're right. You're absolutely right. Absolutely right, it should have been. Alright, no, wait, wrong thing. Here. Yeah, so I need to go to... Are there any in Snow Peak? No. Oh, there is one in the desert. And there's one in... Really? Fair Woods. Going back home? No. Yeah, so I need to go to the... I need to go to the lake. To Lake Hylia. To Lake Hylia. There's a mantis. Male and female mantis here. That I don't think I have yet. Right? Do I have it? No, it's the phasmids I was thinking of. Yeah, so the mantis. Alright, cool. So let's go to Lake Hylia. Hylia. Yeah, Imsimp, I agree. That would have been really funny. It has, I mean, from what I've seen, there are lots of those references, and it does make sense because it's a distant future sequel. So it totally could have been. It would have absolutely made sense for it. It would have been really cool. Oh well, what are you gonna do? Okay. So there's 8 statues, and I've done like, what, 3 of them? There's a bunch more. Onward! Pace says, you thought I would recommend his essays on distributism. No, not really. I have read a couple of them, and I don't actually recommend them. I mean, okay, if you want to understand distributism, I was about to say he's a little bit easier to understand than Belloc, but he's not. He's not really. He is a better writer than Belloc, though. His writing is better to read. It is much more enjoyable to read than Belloc. I think they're both horrifically wrong. But his writing is better than Belloc, as far as distributism goes. They were really the 2 big ones in terms of distributism. So, like, you know, pick your favorite, but your favorite really should be Chesterton. Huh. Can I just... Yeah, that's neat. Okay. Um, yeah. If you are interested in actually understanding distributism, well, first of all, good frickin' luck because it's not comprehensible. It's nonsense. As an ideology. Because it's one of those things that just really, really makes. Okay, here's one of my really short criticisms of distributism. Its biggest problem, um, philosophically, rather than practically, because practically it's got all kinds of issues. Sure. One of its biggest, like, actual philosophical problems is that it makes some of the same economic errors as Marxism. It assumes a kind of, first of all, labor theory of value, and secondly, it assumes the alienation theory of so close, the alienation theory of wage labor. Both of which are nonsensical. They're incoherent nonsense. Oh my god. So Erica's playing D&D right now, and she just did 92 damage on a crit with her paladin. I hate playing paladins. They're great to have in the party. Yes! I don't think that's how you're supposed to do that, but I don't care. I did it anyway. Nice. Let's find these mantises. North end of the Great Bridge. Clings to the inner side of the archway. Gale Boomerang may be needed. Okay, then. And the female mantis. South of the Great Bridge. Atop the giant tree roots atop the rocky path. Okay. Alright, then. Where are you? I see you. Saw it. I hear it. You really? You just... Gotcha. Mantis. Okay. Baze recommends The Man Who Was Thursday. I have heard nothing but good things about The Man Who Was Thursday. I do. That is one I absolutely do want to. I do want to read at some point. It's on my long list of things to read. I will say though, next on my list, I probably want to reread. Oops, sorry, Epona. I probably first want to I probably first want to reread Heretics and Orthodoxy. They're both really good. I will say Heretics is a little bit outdated. Not because anything that he says is wrong, but because he's talking specifically about some philosophers and philosophical theories that were really in vogue at the time when he wrote them, but have largely passed out of favor. And so they're not as relevant today. A lot of what he says isn't as relevant today. Red potion. Get back here, you stupid dog. Stupid dog! Let me see the screenshot. Fighting in the southern portion of the root-covered area, usually high on the east side, so on the west side. Hey. So... There it is. Come here. Come here, little mantis. Stop flying away from me. Thank you. They says I couldn't get into heretics. Orthodoxy is on par with mere Christianity for me. Usually recommend them together. Yeah, that's all that is fair. All of that is fair. Heretics, like I said, heretics is outdated. Right? He does specifically address and specifically talk to and talk about a lot of philosophers and philosophical theories that were really in vogue at the time, but have since then really passed out of favor and aren't all that significant. Now, some of them still are, right? He does directly address some people like J.S. Mill, and good for him for doing so. Like, a lot of those things are still necessary to this day, but not all of them. Definitely not all of them. Oops, I don't want to shoot the moon. How do I get up there now? Oh, there we go. Can I get up to that one? No. Can I get up to that one? Get a little closer. Okay, there we go. By heresy, do I mean Protestantism? No, actually. I will say, when Chesterton wrote Heretics, he wasn't even a Christian yet. He was something of a like a philosophical deist, if I understand him correctly, which I don't necessarily. I'm not saying I definitely get him, but oh Jesus. But as far as I know, I don't think he was Catholic yet when he wrote Heretics. So by heretics, what I mean is a lot of essentially modernism. A lot of the modernist ideas that he greatly criticized, very poignantly, and frankly quite well. He did a very good job of criticizing a lot of the views that he does criticize. Boom time. Really? Okay. Bate says his parable of the lamppost is in the preface to Heretics. I actually don't remember that one. I don't remember the parable of the lamppost. Remind me. Epona keeps getting shot. Not a fan of that. You can't get me. Oh. Get you. I need that. I need that. Don't just... Damn it. Okay. Yeah, Bates, you might have to remind me of the parable of the lamppost, because like I said, I don't think I remember that. Imsim says, a friend who became Christian out of the blue, growing up he was a hardcore atheist. He believed Jesus was never existed, and the Bible was probably written by a single person in a cave. That's hilariously absurd, but do go on. But let's continue. Then I saw him posting about how God is good. Through Christ all things are possible. Well, hallelujah. I can't at all complain about that sort of thing. It's wonderful. Love to see it. I think that's a Poe. Let's see. It is. Look at that. There it is. I love that you can totally spot pose from like across the map because of the stupid lamps. Yeah, there we go. Excellent. Okay. I know there's also a couple of bugs in this part of the field that I have not gotten, so I need to find those too. They are where? Imsim said oh, right, okay, right. I already said that, but very good. Like I said, that's wonderful. All right, 17 and 18 is the male and female beetle. Imsim says, whenever a villain in a movie says "join me" to the protagonist, I always imagine if they did, you'd see them carpooling together. Oh my god. Why though? What, can villains not afford individual transportation? Or... All right, so I think the male one is on a tree between the two hills. Okay, so here's a hill, there's a hill. This tree? No. Oh, okay, it's to the south of the bridge, looks like. Oh, between those two hills. Maybe. Maybe? It'll show up as light green shapes on your map. Light green shapes, huh? I mean, apparently it's dark green shapes because they goofed it. But, I mean, this is the Wii U version, so they must have changed something. Is it right here? Gotta be, right? I hear it jingling. Beetle! Yay! They want to go green. Oh, okay, they may be evil, but they are... Well, I mean, look. Most greenies, so to speak, are pretty evil. Just saying. There's a reason that eco-terrorist is a really common compound word. Common phrase. Female beetle. On the tree trunk on a high ridge across the pathway from the pond. Far... in this version, east. Okay. It's under the bridge over that way. Alright, cool. Oh, well, hello. This is interesting. Very interesting. Can I just... Can I do this? Wow, that's cool. How do I get out of here? Oh, it's rupees. Alright, cool, though. Neat little thing. Get out of here. Oh, right there. Cool. Alright. I guess it's up there, right ahead of me. That's what it looks like. It's one of those trees. Basis, I had a lot of friends that discovered Bart Ehrman in 13 and thought they were so much smarter than everyone else. Oh my god. Ehrman is such an embarrassment. He has, like... Even just in terms of historical scholarship, he's embarrassing. See his, you ever see his debate with Jimmy Akin? That's the one I would absolutely recommend if you want to see him just be utterly ripped to pieces. In terms of, like, actual history. But it also... Like, I've gone to a talk of his at some point in grad school, where he basically made an argument for the lack of historicity of the gospel accounts. The problem, of course, being that he held them to standards that literally no ancient historical figure would be able to fulfill. And so, like, the obvious problem is that essentially his argument winds up disproving the existence of, like, Alexander the Great, because there aren't enough contemporary textual sources to confirm his existence. Like that is actually the equivalent of Ehrman's arguments against the historicity of the Gospels, is that there is literally better evidence for the supernatural, not just for the existence, but for the supernatural elements of the New Testament than there is for the conquests of Alexander the Great. I mean that literally. Yes, fine, there's a bunch of places that are named Alexandria, but there's also a bunch of places that have names that are explicitly Christian, so what? It's Ehrman is a joke. Everyone knows he's a joke. Everyone these days knows he's a joke. There are worse. To be fair, there are worse atheistic pseudo-scholars, but he's a joke. Alright, now what? Oops. Yeah, I got some more bugs. That's nice, but let's see. Yeah, so if I go down here to Farron Woods, first of all, where are the beetles in Farron Woods? There aren't any. What? There's no bugs? What? No. That's not possible. That's not probable. Well, there are no bugs in any of the southern provinces, whether that's Farron or Ordon. Well, that's really weird. It's true, but it's weird. What is this? This is snails, right? 2122. Sacred Grove. Yeah, the other snail is also in Sacred Grove. Door that leads to the Temple of Time. Head down the stairs to the chamber southwest corner. On the wall next to the stairs. Okay, well, I can just... Yeah, let's just go there. No, let's go do this first. Let's get Epona. Let's head south. Let's go over there first. I hope you guys have enjoyed tonight's stream of hunting bugs. I mean, the thumbnail does say side quests, so you know what you're in for. Kind of missed him. Oh well. Bay says, I know the fact that Ehrman is well regarded and he has demonstrated to me the limited nature of standard apologetics. How do you mean? That most apologists haven't completely and thoroughly refuted him, do you mean, or something like that? Because just because someone doesn't have good ideas doesn't mean they don't look like they have good ideas to the highly untrained eye. That's the thing about apologetics, is most apologetics is done at a very lay level. I missed. There we go. Right. Like I said, most apologetics is not particularly academically sophisticated. Did I just do something interesting there? Looks like I did. I don't know how that helps me, but cool. Now what? Can I jump this? No. Can Midna help me do that in wolf form, maybe? Let's try that. In wolf form. Let's go back a little. Bridge. Okay, well, it doesn't say to do anything with this in the guide. So this might be something new, or it might just be something that's not all that important. We'll see. I'm going to try it. Let's see if Midna can help me here. What? Where the hell did it go? Oh, it went back. Home. That's weird. Yeah, there you go. There we go. Excuse me, Epona. Can I talk to you? Even though you can change shape, I still understand you. Link, hurry up and return to your true self. Okay. Cool. Epona doesn't seem to mind my wolf form. That's a little odd. Cool, though. Cool. Right now... Oh! A chest! A piece of heart. Delightful. Let's walk. To the sacred grove. I'll say as well, though, apologetics is absolutely something that I would be happy to teach to young Catholic students. I mean, Christian students in general, really. Not even necessarily just Catholics, but either, both, whatever. I think that I have enough focus on broad Christian apologetics so that I can just as much appeal to the Protestant audience. I don't know if that's the term you'd use, but I digress. Enter the door that leads to the Temple of Time, then head down the stairs to the chamber's southwest corner. What? What stairs? What are you talking about? Door that leads to the Temple of Time. Isn't it up here? Crazy? Oh, what's the problem with scientism? What isn't the problem with scientism? I mean, strictly, so the major problem with scientism is that it extends a field that is a domain of inquiry beyond its rational scope, right? And what? Oh, I have to go through here, don't I? I have to go back in time for this? Weird. I mean, okay, let's try it. But if you take scientism as in the broad philosophical sense, the technical philosophical term for it is logical positivism, right? Which is essentially the doctrine that there are no non-empirical truths. A softer version of logical positivism is the merely epistemic version, which is that essentially that oh, there it is, that the only way we have of knowing the truth is empiricism, which is just strictly empiricism, right? So it's not that not as horrifically controversial. But that is essentially the problem with scientism, is that it is very, very strictly empiricist, which is incoherent, because you can't demonstrate empiricism empirically. You can't demonstrate that science is the only the only proper approach to knowledge, you can't demonstrate that scientifically. So it collapses, it falls apart. That is honestly the simplest and most straightforward problem with scientism. So there you go. There's your problem. That is the biggest and simplest problem with it. There are, of course, other criticisms that we can make, obviously, but that's the big one. How's that for you? Pretty good? Does that do the job? Imsim says, what are your thoughts on when you confront someone whose theological philosophy is my way or the highway? I just take the highway. I ignore them. That's the thing. Like, if someone isn't... I'm perfectly fine not getting into a discussion with someone who doesn't want to have a discussion. I know that might be, I don't know, controversial, I guess. It might not seem charitable, but look, if you're not wanting to have a good faith discussion, why bother? Why try? So, yeah, I don't know. That's not a good answer, but it's not a good question. I don't know what else to say about that, really. It's just... Okay, so the desert, and then... Is that it? Last one? Desert? Yeah, that's it. Gerudo Mesa. What do you mean anxious aren't Imperial Bays? I'm not sure exactly what you're trying to get at there. Okay, so Gerudo Mesa. Anything over here? Yeah, there's two of them. 9 and 10, which are the Dayflies. South central portion of the Gerudo Desert, slightly northeast of the small gated alcove. Easiest spot at night. So it's... Oh, it's right near the statue. I think. Actually, I'll tell you what. Here's what I'm going to do. Gated... Oh, no, this is the gated alcove, isn't it? Okay. Where's the other one? South of the enemy camp, east of the warp portal. Find trenches running through the sand. Within one of the trenches. Oh, these. There's the enemy camp. South of that. Like these? Gotta be, right? That'd be those trenches. I think this is what it's talking about. Actually, wait. Little graboids. There it is. What? Hey, hey. Oh, it's coming for me. Oh, axioms aren't empirical. Okay, yeah. That is a weird autocorrect, but that is correct. Yeah, axioms are not empirical. They can only be proven philosophically, which means that you can via something like a transcendental proof, right? That the denial of an axiom leads to an automatic self-contradiction, so it has to be true, etc., that sort of thing. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Adam says, I was wondering about it because I had an argument today with an atheist who says he can't believe in God because natural science can't prove God's existence. Well, that's silly. If natural science did have anything meaningful to say about God's existence, I would be a little concerned. C.S. Lewis talked about this actually somewhere. I think it was in Mere Christianity, where he points out that no, it's not. It was something much later. Because he was talking about how what's his name, the cosmonaut who is said to have gone to space, and when he arrived in space, he said, "I am in the heavens, and I see no God here." Blah blah blah. That kind of nonsense, right? Lewis pointed out, very correctly, that it would have been a much bigger concern for Christianity if he had found God in space. Right? Because, like, God is not a creature. God is not a being. Not a being, a one being among many, or anything like that. If you were to, quote, find God in space, in the sense of, like, finding an empirical object, that would be essentially, maybe not a disproof of Christianity, but but troublesome for Christianity, you know? There we go. Right, God should not be locatable at any point in the cosmos, in his creation. To say that God can be found in his creation is for him not to be God, is for him to be a creature, to be a being, which is nonsensical. So, meh. You called God a being. Stop it. Imsim said, I feel like, hold on, let me finish this first. I feel like I need more philosophically inclined friends who can talk about whether it is immoral to pick up a chip off the floor. So you said chick off the floor. Chip off the floor if it's been more than 5 seconds. It's not immoral. I can say that with almost certainly. It might be at worst imprudent. In other words, it could be a dumb idea to do it because it could be, dangerous, right? It could be unhealthy, and we do have an obligation to maintain our own bodies to some degree. So, look, if you drop it on the relatively clean tile floor, sure, whatever, pick it up and eat it. Doesn't really matter how long it's been there, within reason. Can I break this? No. Interesting. Gated alcove. I need a boar all the way down here. Great. Ow. Little bastards. There's too many frickin' graboids. How do I get it here? God, this is going to be a huge pain. Yeah, science is nested in philosophy by design. Absolutely. Well stated. Well stated. Yeah, it's absolutely right, Baze. Okay, wait, hold on. Baze says, as cool as the medieval model was and is, God is not in space. Tolkien is also not in Middle-earth. Okay, yes. I don't know why you would think that the medievals thought that God was in space, because they didn't. Where's Bert Gummer when you need him? Oh, God. We've joked extensively about more modern technologies in a Zelda context. I'd like an elephant gun. That'd be pretty cool. It'll really take care of these graboids. Or whatever we call them. I don't care what we call them. The things. Whee! It's Piggly Wigglin' time. Smash. Jeez. Thing's a little bit hard to control when it's charging. It's a little bit hard to control generally, but... Whoa! Oops. I want that bug! There has to be a way to do this. Right? No, that's not a thing. Okay, I can do this. I can do this. But yeah, no, I think that the medieval model didn't place God in space. They placed God beyond space. It's just that they thought that space was finite, right? And so that there was an outside, so to speak. Well, I mean, not so to speak, right? Literally, there was an outside of space. Outside of which there is no space, there's no location, there's no duration, there's no time. Because all of those are spatiotemporal properties. And there was no such thing for God, because God was outside of space. And when the medieval said outside of space, they meant that quite literally. Like, there's this thing called space, and God is on the outside of that thing. Oh, jeez. Stupid freaking graboids. Okay, hold on. Is this the trench? There's a trench here. Can I go around it? I can. Good. Alright, here we go. We're good. There's a chest back there, and I assume there's the bug. There's supposed to be the bug. Alright, here we go. Bezos, didn't they see the stars and planets out in the ether, physical manifestations of the heavenly hosts? No, they were, strictly speaking, not manifestations of the heavenly hosts. And it depends on who you asked, right? If you were being theologically careful, so if you ask somebody like Aquinas, what are the stars? They were seen as natural bodies, but those natural bodies were animated or moved along by angels, powers and principalities. So they are not embodied, because for angels to be embodied is for them not to be angels. It's for them to be rational animals, which are humans, practically speaking. Where is the damn thing? Define trenches? No. The male dayfly is in the cell central portion, slightly northeast of the small gated alcove. Ah, frick. I'm silly. So northwest of it, I guess. Easiest to spot at night. I'm sure it is. Holy cow. Is it around this rock? It seems to just be on the sand in the picture in the guide. Was that it? I thought I just saw it. Ah! There's a big one. I don't like big one. Okay. No. I'm sure it is much easier to spot at night. I don't doubt that at all. It says slightly northeast. Let me see if I can get a better look on the map. Is that why we put a star on the Christmas tree? Yes. No. The star on the Christmas tree is to represent the star that the Magi followed to Bethlehem. That's for the reason for the star. Rather than it being an angel, which we put the angel on the tree, which is actually a newer tradition, to represent the heavenly host proclaiming God to the shepherds. So if you want to think of it this way, The star and the angels, the heavenly hosts, are two aspects of the annunciation to the world of the birth of the Christ child. One to the highly of society, so the kings, but also the further out, the marginal. That's the star. Whereas the angel, representing the heavenly hosts, the choirs of angels singing to the shepherds, represent the annunciation to the lowly, but also the present, the less marginal, the central, us. Right? And so it reaches out to the far away and the close in. It reaches out to the highly and the lowly. And between these two symbols, we have we have this mix. So something like that. There you go. Christmas imagery is the Christmas imagery that gradually develops is brilliant. There's also the ass and the ox, right, which are traditionally with Christ in the manger, and I forget which is which. I should know this, but I don't. But one represents the Jews and one represents the Gentiles, because one is kosher and one is not. I think it's the ox represents the Jews and the ass represents the Gentiles, but I could have that backwards. I don't remember exactly. But in any way, yeah. Right? Yes, because donkeys have cloven hooves. Right? I could be wrong. Anyway, in any case, yeah, they represent that Christ is here not only for the chosen people, but to bring all people into God's covenant. Right? So it's not just it's not just to the Jews, it is also to the Gentiles. So you have that imagery as well. So again, all of this classical Christmas imagery that we have, it all has a purpose. Anyway, sorry, that was a bit of an aside, but to the point of the angels. No, the medievals did not think of God as being in space, or even the angels as being in space. They had domains of authority within the created world. So there were angels that had the domain of authority of governing the spheres and governing the stars and the planets, things like that. Imsim says, when God told Abraham his descendants would be more numerous than the stars, has been my understanding the notion included all Catholics, because there is an unbroken line from Abraham to us. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Anselm in Cur Homo takes that to mean that that's part of his scriptural reasoning for the claim that the saved human souls, that those being the children of Abraham, practically speaking, well, not practically, symbolically speaking, that those saved human souls are there to replace the number of the fallen angels. Right? And so we are to be more numerous than the stars, and the stars are associated with angelic beings, and so we are to take the place of the fallen angels, essentially, in God's perfect creation. Because when God said that all that he has created was very good, he takes that to mean perfect. And so at the moment of creation was perfect, and then the angels fell, and so we have to rise. It's something like that, which is not great reasoning. I actually don't agree with his argument there. But it is an argument that he makes. I love Anselm, don't get me wrong. I am probably best described as an Anselmian with respect to most metaphysical and even ethical points, but that one I think he's off there. I think he made too much out of that. He went too far. So I think they're called the Moldugas. They can get huge in the Breath of the Wild Tears of the Kingdom, like whale size. Oh, okay. Neat. I don't love that. They're really big. No kidding. Come here, Dayfly. Get over here. Stupid thing. Come here. Gotcha. Alright, let's get out of here. Let's get out of here. Back to... Yeah, let's go back to Kakariko. No, wait. No, let's go to Castletown. I'm gonna buy some of that stuff from Malumart, including the stamp and I don't know, whatever else. And then the door keeps going crazy. Let's buy some stuff from Malumart. Turn in the rest of the bugs that I have. Or at least as many as I need to fill up, or close to fill up my wallet. Oh, and some... Oh, I forgot to open my last mail, didn't I? Ooh. Check it out. Here, let me check that out. Letter from Shad. I hope it's another Sword Fails compilation. Those are fun. Sorry. Shadiversity has been doing about a bunch of the things like that. Been looking at like McDojo bad sword technique stuff. Heroes come together from Malamarch. The hero discounts, grand opening, magic armor limit 1. Okay. I think it's dream. The game so quickly. Here we go. Update. After we parted, I tried that word on all the statues I could find in Hyrule, but it was a disaster. How disappointing. But if I let something so small to get to me, my dear father will scoff at me beyond the mortal coil. I'm going back to the sanctuary in Kakariko Village to see if I can't find another lead. I certainly hope that if you find any more information, you'll share it with me post-haste. The Dream Chaser, Shad. Shad is actually Mormon. Yes, I know. Which just mystifies me. Absolutely mystifies me. How can you be a medieval historian and a Mormon? I don't get that. I absolutely don't get it. Aside from just, like, massive cognitive dissonance. That's the only way that makes any sense. Oh, you used one of his videos in your fake conversion story. Oh my god. That makes sense, though. Base says, I'm not up on my angelology. I have been through Pajot's Christmas playlist. Cool. Pajot's pretty good on a lot of the stuff. Orthos have some very strange angelology, though, to be fair. I would recommend what I recommend very often, which is C.S. Lewis's book, The Discarded Image, which kind of goes into those differences, especially between the sort of low-level folk beliefs and the careful, precise theology. Aquinas is the best source for angelology. Really? He was the angelic doctor, after all. Oh, Malamart first. I need to spend money before I get money. She's gonna yell at me. Oh, she's not. Okay. Yeah, Metatron is apparently Mormon too, which is also strange, but whatever. Again, it's odd that... It's so odd to me that... Okay, well, okay, let me finish my last thought there, that... like I said, as far as The Discarded Image is essentially a book that C.S. Lewis wrote about the medieval worldview as background for understanding medieval and early modern literature. So there you go. As far as the whole Mormonism thing goes, oh, Adam says, just finished The Discarded Image. Such a good recommendation. You finished it already? Good lord. Okay, you really committed to that. Wow, alright, nice, good on you, man. That's way faster than I could reasonably get through it. Wait, did I hit B? What happened? Yes, I'd like to buy that. Thank you. Malamart stamp. It's so cute. Yeah, it goes into a lot of that stuff. Imsim says, before I forget, as a world-building a Middle Eastern Christian-inspired society, I think I've explained the divine triumvirate deity of my world. How should a Christianized Middle Eastern empire look? I need those. I need some more of them. Oh, quiver's full. Okay. I need bombs. I'll fill them up. That's good enough. So Christianized Middle Eastern Empire. I think you can mostly go with the cultural aspects of the Middle East can stay more or less the same, or at least similar. the major ways of setting it apart are to change or remove the cultural taboos that are unique to Islam. So their modesty standards, their teetotalism, things like that. You can swap that out for some distinctively Christian cultural taboos. I think that would work well to have it be recognizably Arabian, Middle Eastern, broadly, but also distinctly Christian. I think something like that would be cool. I think that would work. It's a simple enough change. It's a smallish change, but I think it would do the trick. Wait, so Bay says, I do see his point on scholars picking bits and pieces of traditions apart as opposed to looking at why they cohere together. It was eye-opening. Wait, who's Lewis? In what context do you mean there? I'm not sure. You may need to expand upon that. Here, have a bug. I need something to spend all these frickin' rupees on. Frankly. Oh. Excuse me. I'm gonna nearly fill my wallet. Because if I ever need to spend money, I at least have the magic armor to use it for. And then I think I'll call it a night. Do I need 150 more after this? Yeah, I think so. I'll give you one more pair. I could get the last few bugs. I only have... How many more? I'll just check next time I ask her. How about that? Oh my god, I only have 2 more to give. I only have 2 more. Okay, wow, alright. Huh. Maybe I should just, do this. Go find them tonight. Which ones are they? Oh, it's the ones up there in Zora's domain. No, it's not. That's Dragonfly. I already have that. Pillbug, Beetle, Stag Beetle, Lanairu, Hyrule Field. Yeah, I have those. Dayfly, Ladybug, Grasshopper. I have all these. Which ones am I missing? Ant. What am I missing? I hate this. Yes, I'd like one more partner to give. Here you go. The heck am I missing? Largely, the insert holiday here is actually pagan cred. Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, no, I get you. Yeah, that winds up, that always winds up being a sort of smattering of bizarre nonsense, just picked and chosen from a bunch of different places that, that just strip things wildly from their native contexts. Wait, not that. Buggers. Okay, let's figure this out. I have ants, mantids, butterflies, phasmids, dayflies, stag beetle. I don't have stag beetles? Well, I thought I did. I thought I got those. These are beetles. Okay, so I need the male and female stag beetles, and they are in the Hyrule Field in Lanairu province, meaning north, right? Yes, north of Castletown. I need to warp there. Up here. I know I can't warp. I just want to see. Grumble. Okay, let's check this out. I think we can... I'm going to get the last 2 bugs. I'm going to get the last 2 bugs tonight. We'll do that. I am going to get the last 2 bugs tonight. Let's do it. Because there's only 2 left, and I have 17 minutes. We can do this. Hey, doggy. We can do this. There's no... I'm rather peeved. Okay. Let's just go. Let's just go. Playing. Bay says it's easier to ask atheists which holidays and other gods, for that matter, the Christians didn't steal from. Yeah, they really do assume it's basically everything, don't they? Okay, so this is the right part of the field. Oh man, I forgot this whole place existed. Problem solved. Well, a problem solved. Okay, so I'm in the field. I need to go to find... There's one right here, like right nearby. What? Be 11 and 13. Ladybug. That's not right. Is that a typo? It's just a typo. Okay, good. Woo! Woo! There's a typo in this. I'm glad to know that. Yeah, look, here's the thing. Most of those claims are completely spurious. They have no connection to reality whatsoever. And the ones that do, so what? The Boniface option. Just, we took it. We took a festival, a meaningless festival, and we gave it meaning. Because of course we did. Good. Good. That's what. Okay. Near a tree in the east side, so west side, of Hyrule Field, if you take the road north from Castletown's east entrance, you will see the tree on your left side prior to reaching the bridge. That tree. I see it. There's the critter. Hello, little critter. Hey, buddy. Come here. Whoosh, 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 whoosh. Hey, get back here, punk. Don't run away from me. I got a stag beetle. Yay! Okay. The other one, located to the north of Hyrule Castle, head to the rocky region north of the river. Take the southern fork when the path splits. The bombable west-facing cave entrance. Oh, jeez. Okay. So it's up there. Maybe. Maybe? No, I think it's on. Smash. Trample them. It's up here somewhere. Oh, I see it. I see the cave entrance. Right there. Hello. Oh, jeez. There we go. Need that. That. Should be inside of here. I had no idea that those first century Jews were so cosmopolitan. Yeah, right? It's really just shocking, isn't it? Interesting. It's inside of here, but where inside of here, I ask? Confusedly. Smash. Is it inside of here? I'm crazy. I'm not crazy, right? Above the entrance. Okay, well, I'm going to go back outside. Then I'm going to come back in here, do this mini dungeon, and then I'll call it a night. I'm actually going to be late tonight, aren't I? Jeez. Go boomerang. Oops. Owie. It hurt a little. Above the entrance. Above the entrance? Hello? Bug! Where are you? There you are. I found you. Come here, Buggy. Last bug. Come here, Beetle. Yay, Beetle! That's all my beetles. That's all the buggies. I got all the bugs. Every single bug. Alright, we got 10 minutes. Let's do this. Whatever this means. Whatever this thing is. I'm assuming I'll need the ball and chain. Could be wrong. Who knows? A little bit frozen. Okay, so how do I do this one? If I put this one here, and this one there, and then maybe I'm doing this right? Am I doing this right? I'm probably not. No, I'm not. Shoot. I need a leaving come back. I goofed it. I've figured it out. I'm just dumb. Big dumb dummy. Have I? Wait, no. Maybe I was on the right track. Okay. It's... Oh, they stay in their spots. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, wait. No, I got it. This is easy. Never mind. I forgot that they don't need to be braced. Forgot they don't need to be braced against each other to work. That's right. Done. Cool. There's that one. Bay says, Christ came and swept everything underfoot. So we didn't steal anything, just reclaimed it. Exactly. Alright, okay. So... Huh. Alright, so if I go like this... There's one. I don't think this is right. Nah, I goofed something. No, it didn't help. Okay. Huh. Maybe... Maybe this. I might have it. Oh, come on. There. If I do this... Okay, that closed. That's fine. I think that's fine. Hmm. So if I push this one around to there, and then there, and then this... Yes! Okay, got it. Got it. Okay. Needed to think several steps ahead, but I think I got this. Okay, so if I swing this one all the way around like this... There. There. And then I do this one, has to go all the way around, but it'll work. So just go a full loop, like a G shape. And that should do us. Okay. Oop. Hello. There it is. I got the gates open. Alright, there's one more. One more. Uno mas. It's a little more challenging. Alright, I think I got it. It shouldn't be too bad. Okay, so I need to leave that there. Maybe. Maybe. This might work. This might not work at all. Okay. Okay, got it. Here we go. Sorry, I'm not talking through this. This is a very complex puzzle. This is an actually genuinely complex puzzle, by the way. I'm not bullshitting. This is an actually genuinely complex puzzle. I don't know what's in here. Better be something good, like a piece of heart or something. Yeah, okay, nice. Woo! Alright, that's not bad. That was a good one. That was a good series of slide puzzles. Man, these... Oh, man. I need to take these. Use these. For D&D. I need to use those for D&D. I basically need to just take that dungeon specifically, that whole damn thing, and just put it in initiative, and just players can use an action, player characters use an action to push a block. Same slide rules, everything like that. But the only difference, of course, being that there's enemies and they're trying to kill you while you're doing it. Anyway, that'll be really fun. I want to do that. Anyway, that's all I have time for. Speaking of D&D, by the way, if any of you are interested in playing D&D, my wonderful wife Erica, who's in the chat and on Discord, and has her own Discord server as well, is looking for players for a professionally ran paid D&D game. So if any of you are either avid D&D players or want to get into it, hit her up with it. She's looking to run one of two major campaigns coming up with a new group of players. So if you want to be one of those new players, do let her know. I'll let her do details as far as cost and things. That might still be subject to change, and I want to say for sure. But if you are at all interested in playing D&D, she's got some spots open and is looking for new players, so definitely check it out. Okay, here we go. Saturday nights, Tomb of Annihilation, at about 9 p.m. Eastern. So do check that out if you're interested in Tomb of Annihilation. It's a survivalist in the jungles of Chult. So it has dinosaurs, it has wilderness survival, it has permanent death, high difficulty, crazy dungeons. There's some political intrigue. There's pirates with dinosaurs. It's a cool module from what I've played of it. Definitely check it out. If you've ever been at all interested in playing D&D, let her know. Anyway, that is all I've got time for tonight. It is midnight, so I will see you all next time. A Merry Christmas season while it's still here. Thank you all so much for joining me. Thank you all for any contributions that you can do. We all appreciate it very, very much. Anything over there at ko-fi.com/Professor McCoy. And until next time, thanks for joining me. Don't be safe. Be well. More importantly, be good. Good night.